So when we talk about this entire process, right, and you channel it through chapters and themes and going through it, the average person, let's say, would take years to grieve and mourn and kind of find themselves, if they get to that point, if they're able to get to that point. But they could be wallowing, and they could be really in a hole for a very long time after going through anything tragic in their lives.
Yes.
So, and this book, while deep, is a fairly quick read. It doesn't take that long to go through. And the empowerment practices can take a while, depending on how focused you are, how committed you are to doing them, but also the ability to go through it. Because as you're doing the empowerment practices, you are coming to terms with a lot of things, and you are forcing yourself to even see yourself in a different light sometimes, and like who you feel like you are in your soul, not who you've been made to feel like because of outside factors and things like that. So what do you want people to be able to take away with this, knowing that, I could possibly read the book in a few hours over several sessions, but if I'm doing the practices, that could take me a year if I'm devoted to it. Would you recommend, so kind of like something I did, I read the book in its entirety first, and then I kind of went back and read the interviews and started doing the workshops that I thought were beneficial to me.
Right, yeah.
And the ones that made sense. I mean, that could take people a really long time as they're going through it.
Well, yeah, I mean, I would say except for the ones with the leadership academies and stuff that I had done, a lot of them I have done over the last 5 years since I separated and got divorced. And I think not all of them are going to hit home with everybody. Like you said, there's some that really stuck out to you, and there's some that are maybe not going to work. And I think the meditations are really important. But if someone is not grieving, then that meditation on grief is not, it's just not going to hit. And so I think it's just important to pull what speaks to you. But it does start off with just trying to have a vision for yourself, and then it builds. And I do think the first two empowerment practices everyone should do. Everyone, creating a vision for yourself means that you are not just floating down the river.
No.
Like my friend Shania says in the book, for 40 years I floated down the river and I let everybody else's currents rule my life. So don't do that, but create a vision for yourself, know where you want to go. And I think it's really important. There's vision statements, there's vision boards, there's all, and a lot of people roll their eyes at that. But one of the most effective things I ever did, I had a life coach, and she told me to write a story about myself. And then I ended up writing a story or write a book about myself. But it was empowering to see how beautiful my life could be, and to have that imagery of true happiness and being by the ocean. And I mean, the things I wrote in that story 2 years ago are coming true right now.
Yeah.
And so if I hadn't had that vision for myself, if I hadn't said I'm going to go live by the ocean, I might not have ever written this book. It's
I think
it's
A
amazing.
lot of power in projection.
Yes.
And specifically, I think people should focus on positive projection.
Yes.
So this way you can end up where you did, having this book come out and being in a place where you want to be, in an area where you want to be, with people that you choose to have, around you.
Right.
And so I think that's very important. People that, project negatively, those are the ones that you very often find, how can all this bad stuff keep happening to you? Like, somebody can only be unlucky so much, right?
Right.
So if you choose to change that energy, I do believe in that on a spiritual level. I think if you seek out positive, you will find it. And if you project positively, you will find it. And it may take time, and there's always going to be bumps in the road, but
yeah. Well, and like attracts like, the law of attraction. If you are putting out positive comes back to you. And I really believe that. And, I pray about it. I meditate on it, and I try to manifest it. And I believe all these things are the same thing. Some people are uncomfortable with the word manifest, but to me, manifestation is prayer. And it's just saying what I need, saying what I want, and trying to be grateful and positive in those moments.
And you also find yourself making it happen.
Yeah.
manifestation, some people can think, oh, you know, when you put something on the universe, poof, it just happens. But it's almost subliminal messaging for yourself. You don't realize the small little changes that you're doing day to day and minute to minute, just by thinking positively about it, that you're actually a catalyst in making that a success and having it happen to you.
That's momentum.
And bringing it in. Exactly. Yes.
Momentum. If you are a positive force in the world, your momentum is going to increase. If you are a negative force in the world, you are going to get stuck.
Yeah.
And you're not going to be able to move. And it's going to be like standing in tar or mud.
And then we're going to need to sell them your book.
Yeah. Well, I wish everybody was unstuck. So, but if not, yes, please read my book.